Greetings. This tip, if you've been following me on the podcast or on my YouTube channel, you know how big a fan I am of NotebookLM from Google. Amazing AI tool that becomes your go-to AI tool with the sources you input and not searching the web. Enhancement to NotebookLM that just dropped recently. And I took a test drive and I want to share that with you. Now, Google does a lot of things well. This one, and I don't know why they do this, but if you're a paid Google customer, as in primarily business customer, like we are in my workplace with Google Workspace, you're gonna have to wait for this feature to come, but it is available on your personal Google account. So as you can see, this is my work Google NotebookLM, and I have a lot of notebooks because I organize my content, get insights from content, etc. So for this particular demo, I'm going to go to my personal Google account and I will share that with you, which I rarely use because I use mostly at work. But for this demo, because the feature is only available in a personal Google account as of this recording, I'm sharing this with you. Okay. So when you create a new notebook, I'm going to go to this, that's where the test is. You will obviously have to upload your sources, and on a personal Google account, you have up to 50 sources you can put in, combination of Google links, Google Drive slides, website links, copy text, upload MP3s, PDFs, the whole thing, and you can now get insights from that data, okay? And this is not an overview of Google, and I want to introduce you to the new feature that they have. Okay, so when you do that, I want to show you what happens. So I did that with this Real Estate AI playbook, which I recently updated, as you can see, July. So I put the 40-page or 35-page playbook, which is like a walkthrough of all the things happening in generative AI as it relates to real estate for agents. And it's available on my podcast website, realestateaiflash.com. You can get the playbook. So I gave it the 35-page playbook. So what Google NotebookLM does is it sort of gives you a way to interact with it. So if I were to ask it, what is a good prompting framework, it will not go out on the internet. I mean, you know this, but this is just a setup for what I'm going to show you, the new feature. It's going to talk about 4P and Prime and Rise, really, 4P and Rise. And it's pulling that from your sources. So that's the beauty of this. You can get intelligence from your sources. You can summarize sources. You can get a outline, a highlight, all of that stuff. Okay. Having said that, you know it can convert this into an audio overview. This has been there for a while. I've even done a whole podcast with an audio overview. But they just launched a video overview. I want you to think about this. Take complex topics and make a short video from it. Okay? So what I did, obviously I gave it the playbook, and I clicked that, and depending on the number of sources and the volume of the sources, this may take a few minutes. I did this yesterday. And so right after this video, I'm going to have you watch the playbook. Watch the video overview from Google NotebookLM. It's simplified complex topics, pull the key takeaways to a 6-minute video. Let's watch it now.
All right, let's just get right into it. If you're a real estate agent, I'm sure you're hearing the buzz about AI everywhere. But the big question is, how do you actually use it? To save time, to grow your business. Today, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take AI from this big, confusing idea and turn it into a practical tool you can use like tomorrow. And this quote, it really hits the nail on the head. See, the power isn't the AI itself, right? It's all about how you apply it. Think of it like a brand new turbocharged engine. It's got all this horsepower, but it's useless without a skilled driver behind the wheel. You got to have a plan to really make it perform. So here's maybe the most helpful way to think about AI, and it's going to be our main idea today. Just imagine it's your new assistant. It's super smart, just packed with potential, but on day one, it's totally untrained. It needs you to give it some direction. And just like any new hire, it's going to learn and get way better with your feedback. Okay, section 1, AI, your new assistant. The whole goal here is pretty simple. We're going to stop thinking of AI as just some piece of software and start training it to be a real part of your team, one that actually gets your business. So how do you train this new assistant? I mean, that's the million-dollar question, right? Because if you just start firing off random questions, you're going to get super generic, kind of useless results. To get the absolute most out of it, you've got to set it up for success right from the start. And that brings us to section 2, building your AI's foundation. This is where we make sure your AI understands your goals from day one. Honestly, this is probably the most crucial step, and it's the one most people just skip. This leads us to your new secret weapon, something called custom instructions. Think of this like the onboarding packet you'd give a new employee. You set it up once, and from then on, the AI remembers who you are, what you do, and how you like to communicate in every single chat. This is how you stop repeating yourself over and over again. It's a total game changer. So what do you actually put in there? Well, it's exactly what you tell a new team member on their first day. Things like your specific market area, who your target clients are, first-time buyers, investors, whatever. You can add your credentials, any awards you've won, and even your preferred tone of voice. Do you want to sound engaging or more persuasive? And this is important. You can also add guardrails. These are just rules to stop the AI from, making stuff up, which is pretty crucial for staying accurate. All right, section 3, the 4P prompting framework. So once that foundation is set, you need a system for giving clear instructions, right? That's where the 4P prompting framework comes in. It's a simple, super memorable process for every single time you talk to your AI assistant. The 4Ps are prime, prompt, polish, and publish. This is your repeatable recipe for getting exactly what you need every single time. Let's break down what each of these mean. First up, P is for prime. This is all about the prep work, the briefing phase. Before you even ask for something, you give the AI context, just like you'd brief a new assistant before a project. You're telling it who to be and what information it needs to use. Seriously, the better your prep here, the better your final result will be. Next, we have prompt. This is the main event, the core task. After you've done your priming, this is your direct command. Write me a listing description. Create a social media caption. It's the specific action you want the AI to take. Simple as that. Third, you polish. Look, AI is an amazing tool, but it's not you. It doesn't have your unique voice. So this step is absolutely critical. You take the draft it gives you, you inject your personality, your style, and you make sure it's authentic. This is also how you give it feedback, which helps the AI learn what you like for next time. And finally, P is for publish. Once you're happy with that polished content, it's time to put it to work. Whether that's an email to your database, a new blog post, or a social media campaign, this is where you take your AI-assisted work and launch it out into the world. Okay, section 4, putting your AI to work. So that's the theory. But what does this framework actually look like in the real world? Let's get practical and see how this thing delivers actual results for tasks you do every day. Here's a perfect example, writing a listing description. On the left, you can see the prime and prompt steps in action. We've told it its role, be an expert copywriter. We've given it the input, all the property details. We've outlined the steps and set our expectation. And the result on the right? A really compelling SEO-friendly description that's all ready for you to polish and publish. And you can think way bigger than just descriptions. Check out this prompt. Here, you're asking the AI to act like a full-on marketing strategist. Can you imagine walking into a listing appointment and showing the seller a complete week-long social media plan that you literally generated in a few minutes? Now that is a game changer. Okay, let's move to section 5, your next steps with AI. Because mastering text generation is really just the beginning. Once you have this foundation down, you can start exploring some even more powerful ways AI can totally transform other parts of your business. You can use AI to generate images for social media. You can use it to script your videos for Instagram Reels or TikTok. You can have it do deep market research for you. You can even use it as a strategic partner to brainstorm your entire business plan. Each of these things has its own framework, like Camels for images or Cinema for video, but they all build on the same principles we've just covered. So how do you make this a real habit? The best way to start is with a super simple 30-day challenge. And it's all built around one single powerful question you're going to ask yourself every day. That's it. Simple, right? Before you sit down to write an email or brainstorm a social post or analyze a market report, just pause for a second and ask yourself, can AI help me with this? Just asking that question every day is going to build the muscle memory and weave this tool right into your workflow. Look, at the end of the day, the technology is here. It's ready to go to work for you. You've got the playbook now. You know how to train your new assistant and how to give it direction. It's just sitting there waiting for its first assignment. So the only question left is, what's your first task going to be?
What do you think? Right? Powerful. Taking complex topics, creating video guides to understand visually. Audio helps certain things, audio overviews, video overviews. So NotebookLM, check it out and let me know. DM me or reach out to me to see how you're using this to increase your productivity and your understanding, leveraging AI video overviews from NotebookLM. Great day, everybody.